Okay, things are getting really exciting. We are right at the end of the Phase 1 and Phase 2 submissions. Make sure that if you've got something you want to submit, you get it in before that closes. I've got one more submission phase that I want to go through before we actually get started with the campaign. While this one runs, we're going to start the voting on the Phase 1 and Phase 2 stuff. We'll get this ball rolling. I'm really keen to start playing. There's been so many submissions. There's been so much awesome discussion on the Discord. People have got some really cool plans. I'm really excited to see what people have brought in, and I'm really excited to see where the voting is going to go. Special thanks to everybody on the Discord who's been putting so much time and work in, not only on their own submissions, but also helping other people out with theirs. I really appreciate it. I wish I could see what you're talking about, but you've made the entire chat spoiler, so I can't. And I've been really good about not clicking on your spoilers to see what's happening. But I'm excited to see it. As sure you can tell by the tone of my voice, this is such a cool project. I've got a few ships I want for Phase 3, and I've got a new little plan I want for it as well, so let's just get on with it. The first thing that I want to talk about is just a rules update. Phase 3 is going to close on 14 August 2022, so you've got a week for these submissions, which you're probably going to need because of some of the stuff that's in there. Just to quickly reiterate, all the same rules as before. All ships must have landing gear. They must be capable of landing and supporting themselves on their landing gear. I'm still pushing that 60% escape pod requirement. I'm going to follow it too for my ship, so we're all building to the same requirement. Again, new Google form for Phase 3, I'll link that in the video description. Please keep to the naming conventions as well, it makes my life much easier when we go to vote on these. You've got 5% wiggle room on your costs, that's still in place for Phase 2, but Phase 1 ships, I'm not letting that happen. Make sure they can travel as far as their original versions and no slower than 90 kilometers per hour. There's actually only 4 ships in this Phase 3, but there's something else I want to announce at the end. So first of all, a ship that got missed out on the strike on the defense on the garrison ships is the Gladiator MRL. Just a different variant of the Gladiator. Instead of the 4 AK-100s, it's got 2 multiple rocket launchers. Not a particularly scary ship. Let's see what you can do with it. It's got a decent amount of money available to it, 37,440. Remember, you're allowed to go 5% over on that. And a pretty low range of 674 kilometers. I think there's a lot of space to really make something quite nasty here, if you want to do so. Another garrison ship that was missed is the Sarma. The Sarma is a ship I've talked about a lot in my playthroughs. It's pretty well armored for what it is. It's got a quite nice cage of armor around its central core. It only has those 257mm, which I just don't think is enough firepower for the type of ship I think it's trying to be. And this particular build of ship is actually very, very weak to being fired at from below. There's a lot of fuel canisters there that are all next to each other. They just go pop really, really easily. So see what you can do with the Sarma. You've got 25,310 credits to play with. It's got a range of 1,082 kilometers, which means you have to keep it pretty light, but I'm sure you can come up with something better. So it has 357mm, I don't know why I said it had 2. It's got that chin gun, as I like to think of it, under the bridge. But even just moving the bridge up a space and fortifying a bit better would make this a better ship. So see what you can do with the Sarma. Now, onto some slightly different ships that I think people will be quite excited to build for. The first is the Nomad. The Nomad is very rare in the campaign, but it does come up in some strike groups. So I'm giving you the opportunity to rebuild it. The Nomad itself isn't a great ship. It's got a lot of problems with its main guns being blocked by the fuel tanks, and it makes use of the default double-barreled 180mm gun, which is a very slow rate of fire. It also doesn't have very much in the way of Sea Whiz, and a lot of the Sea Whiz is also blocked by other components, so it can't cover itself. In addition, the bridge is actually in quite a unprotected spot, and good angled fire from the top left can't take it out. So I'm sure you can come up with a much better Nomad. You've got 155,020 credits to play with here, but with that 5% extra, there's a lot of money there. The range of 3,074 kilometers isn't really that much to worry about with a ship this big. I think you can do something pretty scary here, so go for it. Just go nuts. But if you're excited about rebuilding the Nomad, and I know that a few people from Discord are like, where is it, where is it, where is it? There is also the Variag. And I'm going crazy with the Variag. I'm giving you 25% extra on the cost of the Variag. In fact, I'm going even further than that because calculated out, it comes to 294,725 credits. But why not just make it 300,000 credits? You've got 300,000 credits to come up with an alternate for the Variag, and I promise you I will fight it in the campaign. It only comes up in a scripted encounter. I will not negotiate with the Lord General. Even if I'm playing a kindness run, I will fight whatever it is you have created, and I will probably die. I'm looking at you, Tarkan Winter, because I know what you've built. Well, I haven't know what you built, but there's screenshots of it everywhere, and some of them aren't spoiled. Go for it. You've got a little bit of extra money than you maybe thought you had. You're going to hit a range of 3,760 kilometers, so it's got to be able to travel pretty far. But this is a terrifying ship already in the game. It's one of the best built ships in the game, and I'm sure you're going to take it further. So just go nuts, have fun. You've got 300,000 to play with. Now, those are the 4 ships that I've asked for in this submission: the Gladiator MRL, the Sarma, the Nomad, and the Variag. But I've had a lot of people asking me about other ships that are in the game that haven't come up in Phase 1, 2, and now haven't come in Phase 3. If you want to rebuild anything that hasn't been covered up until now in any of the phases and you want to submit it, go ahead. I can't say that it will definitely make it into the campaign, but if we get a couple of Tarantul replacements, the Tarantul options, or a couple of Wasp replacements, we'll do a quick vote on them. We'll put them in instead. I'm happy for you to go over anything that hasn't come up so far. I focused on making sure we're hitting those big name ships that come up a lot, that are usually like either complete lemons in combat or make an impact in combat. And those ones I wanted to make sure we touched on. But if there is anything else you want to submit for, submit it to Phase 3. I'll do my best to make sure it makes it into the campaign. We'll do what we can with it. But these are the main ones I'm looking for replacements on. And you've got a week to rebuild your Variags and a week to rebuild your Nomads. Just bear in mind that these are big ships. They don't come up very much in the campaign. There will only ever be 1 Variag in the campaign. And just to quickly reiterate, you have 300,000 credits for your Variag replacement, okay? So I hope Discord's really, really happy. For everybody who has submitted something so far, thank you so much. I have been overwhelmed by how many fantastic submissions have been, and just the sheer volume of them. People seem to be really excited for this, and it's so cool to see other people share my excitement for this as well. I just hope we can pull it off and it's going to be as much fun as it looks like it's going to be. I'll leave you there with what we've got here. Again, any questions, fire them into the comments of the video. The link to my Discord is in the description of this video, as well as the link to the submission form. Feel free to jump in. Just make sure that if you do jump in, I have a roles channel and you need to pick the roles that you want from that channel, or you'll only get into general chat. And there is a Highfleet chat section that is locked away unless you click on the Highfleet role in that roles channel, which will give you access to all the Highfleet chat that's going on. And there is a lot of Highfleet chatting going on right now. There's some really great shipbuilders in there. If you want some help with your ship designs, they're more than happy to help you out. I personally am not helping out with ship designs right now because I want to keep everything a surprise. I also need to build my ships for this campaign, which I will be doing soon as well. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to see your submissions. I'm looking forward to it so much. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. For now, ciao.